IDDSI Drinks. It is critical to get the thickness of drinks right for a safe swallow. All drink levels are represented with a colour, number and code. Also notice for drinks, the triangle is pointing up. There are 5 drink levels, from water, which is 0, to extremely thick fluids, which is 4. The 5 drink levels are thin, slightly thick, mildly thick, moderately thick, and extremely thick. When making thickened fluids, please be sure to use the exact recipe. It is a science to get the thickness right. Different drinks have different recipes. For example, the recipe will be different for drinks such as water, soft drink, milk, and protein drinks. Each of these will act very differently with the thickener product. Be sure to follow the recipe as prescribed to get it right so that the drinks are safe to swallow. To test drink thickness, you can use the IDDSI flow test with a syringe like this one. Water is represented as 0 TNO. It's fast flowing, and when testing, there is less than 1 ml remaining in the IDDSI funnel or a 10 ml slip tip syringe after 10 seconds of flow. Slightly thick, represented as grey, 1 and ST1, is thicker than water, requires a little more effort to drink than thin fluids. It can be drunk through a straw or teat of a baby's bottle. When testing, liquid flows through a 10 ml slip tip syringe or the IDDSI funnel, leaving 0 to 4 ml in the syringe after 10 seconds. Mildly thick is represented as pink and 2, MT2. It flows off a spoon. Mild effort is required when sipping through a straw. When testing, liquid flows through a 10 ml slip tip syringe or the IDDSI funnel, leaving 4 to 8 ml in the syringe after 10 seconds. Moderately thick is represented as yellow and 3, MO3. It can be drunk from a cup or from a spoon. Moderate effort is required to drink from a straw. It cannot be eaten with a fork as it drips slowly in dollops through the prongs of a fork. It can be eaten with a spoon. When testing, liquid flows through a 10 ml slip tip syringe or the IDDSI funnel, leaving greater than 8 ml in the syringe after 10 seconds. Extremely thick is represented as green and 4, EX4. It is eaten with a spoon. It cannot be drunk from a cup or spout cup. It cannot be sucked through a straw. It falls off the spoon with a single spoonful, and when tilted, there is minimal residue on the spoon. When testing, you cannot use the IDDSI syringe flow test. You have to use 3 tests: the fork pressure test, the fork drip test, and the spoon tilt test. The fork pressure test. When a fork is pressed on the surface of level 4 extremely thick liquid or pureed food, the prongs of a fork can make a clear pattern on the surface, and or the food retains the indentation from the fork. The fork drip test. A sample sits in a mound above the fork. A small amount may flow through and form a short tail below the fork prongs, but it does not flow or drip continuously through the prongs of a fork. Spoon tilt test. The food sample holds its shape on the spoon. A full spoonful must slide off easily when the spoon is tilted or turned sideways or lightly flicked. There should be little food left on the spoon. The sample should not be firm and sticky. A scooped mound may spread or slump very slightly on a plate.